So this should be working. I have 0 people right now. But we're gonna start in about 4 minutes, so we should be good. Get off my bed. And live stream. We're just checking. We're just checking how live we are. And I believe that we are live. Yes. We shall start our class in just a bit less than 3 minutes. And I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to take care of our glutes and our backs. And we will need a foam roller. And of course, you need some space with your beautiful yoga mat and so on, whatnot. And if you have issues with your low back, it might be connected to your glutes here. Hey mom, hey dad. And yeah, it's very interesting how everything's interconnected in terms of back and glutes. The insertion and origins of the muscles, so where the low back insertion of the low back is close to the origin of the glute. So when we take care of one, I'm being like super technological. Haha. We're gonna take care of our butts. No buts about it, right? So yeah, we tend to think that it's all about the back, but it's also about the glutes. So we're gonna take care of that today in order to have a more comfortable bike ride when you are riding or racing your bike, or also to have a relaxed back when you are running. Everything's connected. Hips, backs. So we're going to start in just about 40 seconds. You can grab a seat onto your foam roller. I'm going to go into an angle here so that you can see me. And we're going to start with something that we know today. We're not going to start right now. We're going to start in about 20 seconds. So last week we worked on our glutes, and we're going to start with that. And then we're going to go up to our low back. Okay? So I like to go in this direction because as I loosen up my glutes, it's helpful to loosen up my low back. What's up, everybody? This is Coach Vera, and I wanted to talk about glutes and backs today. So we're going to start with massaging our right glute, and we're going to put our right ankle just on top of our muscle here to create a figure 4, and we're just going to massage our glute here. If you cannot do a figure 4, you can always just tilt to the side and massage your glute. You don't have to be stretching your glute at the same time as you're massaging it. Right now we're just rolling the dough in order to optimize our training, massage, then stretch or activate. Okay, so we're going to stay there for about a minute. So we got 30 more seconds here. And you might notice that there would be a side that's going to be a bit more comfortable than the other. And that's okay, just be aware of it and pay attention to it over time. Another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So the other side's getting jealous. So we're going to tilt to the other side, create a figure 4, and just kind of roll the dough. I noticed that my left side is a bit more tender than my right side, and that makes sense for me, because I had a wipeout in the trail a bit over 2 weeks ago, and I fell on my left side on the front. And you'd think that it wouldn't. I fell on the front, but all my body on my left side reacted. So it tried to protect itself, so I might have one side that's a bit more tender than the other. Whole body reacts to what happens to it, not just one part. We're going to have another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Before we get to the low back, I just wanted to introduce you guys to the piriformis, which is a deeper muscle in the glute that tends to be tight with runners. It's tiny, it doesn't do much, but when it hurts really good. You're going to sit on the foam roller as if you're on a horse, right? And you're going to bend your knees, and you're just going to roll from left to right on one side. I will take off my hand from the ground so that I can see the time, but you don't have to keep your one hand off the ground. So you go from left to right instead of going up and down. The angle is different, and you might feel a bit more tension or not. And if ever you don't feel that much, good for you. You can always grab next time a ball, and I will show you what kind of ball you could grab if you want to feel a little bit more oomph into that massage. So you go left to right instead of up and down. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's do the other side, because we all know it's getting jealous. So we go left to right there. Again, I'm putting a note. This side is a bit more tender, and that's okay. Just paying attention to what's happening with my body. My glute is not bruised, so it's okay to foam roll on it. If I were to have a huge bruise on my glute, I would not foam roll on the glute. I would stay away from touching it until the bruise starts going away, because that would just be hurting you. Useless. Another 10 seconds. Just roll left to right. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to turn that roller right there. I'm going to get up, but you don't have to. I'm going to turn around and just show you where I want you to roll. You see there's my waist here, and you're going to notice there's the low back here, where there's love handles, kind of. I would say you're going to massage your love handles, and we're going to massage one at a time, because if we try to go with 2 of them at the same time, you'll be foam rolling your spine, which is not suggested, and foam rolling bone doesn't bring you anything. You want to foam roll muscle. So we're going to go one side at a time, and it's going to be those little love handles, a little bit higher than the glute, which is going to attack the low back. So you're going to look as if you're going on a beach, and you're just kind of rolling on one side. I'm looking down to avoid having tension in my neck. I'm going to look up to see you a little bit, but most of the time I'm going to be looking down in order to just avoid being, I'm trying to be comfortably uncomfortable. So it's uncomfortable on my low back because there's a little bit of tension here, but it's comfortable on my neck. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let's do the other side since it's getting jealous. Again, you're trying to massage those nice little love handles. You're going to go on the other side and you just kind of notice, is it a bit more tender? If your glute was tender on the side, chances are your low back on the side that your glutes were tender will also be a little bit tender. And that's okay. Give it some love. I would say stay there until your body kind of releases. We're staying there about 45 seconds-ish. If you want to stay there a minute with your own time, you can. Just breathe. And you will get off that roller. And we're done with the roller for the day. Unless you want to keep rolling, you can have a roll. And we're going to do the 90-90. 90-90, great spot to start with your glute stretch. Make sure your ankle is in a dorsiflexion, and you will hinge your hips forward to feel a stretch in your glute, the outside right there. If your breath is affected, if you're creating tension within your breath, your body will have tension. So you want to make sure that your breath is not affected by you trying to force the movement. You want to just allow mobility to come to you. Just kind of breathe there. And before, we're going to stay there about a minute or so. Just kind of notice your body releasing a little bit by bit. Another 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay there. But this time we're going to do this thing called the Bretzel 2.0. I have no idea why it's called 2.0. It's just called 2.0. You're going to put your hands behind next to your glute and your hand next to your knee. And as you breathe out, you're going to turn your chest towards your thigh. And you breathe in, come back, and then you breathe out. Just turn. Again, don't force. Try to keep your ears away from your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to do 2 more. Make sure you look nice and down, no tension in your neck. 1 more. Awesome. Let's switch sides. And we're going to just hinge at our hips, do the same thing. We're not going to skip any steps. Make sure your ankle is dorsiflexed and you're hinging forward. Just focus on feeling that little stretch right there. You might feel your body releasing a little bit. You might feel also a stretch in your hamstrings, and I'm okay with that. That's okay. You'll feel the outside of your hamstrings and your glutes stretching. Right there. Another 20 seconds. Notice how there's maybe one side that's easier than the other. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. You're going to put your hand next to your butt and the other hand next to your knee. You're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, turn your chest towards the side. Breathe in. Another breath. 3. I'm going to do 2 more. 4. You might notice if you're tender in the Bretzel 2.0. 5. Good job. We will grab the foam roller as a tool, assistive tool for the stretch, but we're not going to use it to massage or back at all. We're going to use it as leverage. If you don't feel good, I'm okay with that. You can do the next stretch on the ground. It's all good. We're going to release the glute and make the back feel good. What we're going to do is Apanasana, so everybody lie down. There's the sacrum, which links both sides of the hips. It's a triangular bone, and it's close to the butt crack. So that's where you're going to put the foam roller. You're going to lift your butt up, and you're going to notice if you can keep your foam roller under you if you're hugging your knees. If you cannot, you can adjust the foam roller accordingly. I like to put it close to my butt crack. I know it's a weird imagery, but it works. And you're going to hug your right knee and just kind of let go your left leg towards the ground. We're using leverage. We're trying to use gravity to increase the psoas stretch just in front there, but we're also at the same time massaging close to the low back, and it's going to be very good for our nice back and our glutes. So just kind of breathe. Allow gravity to be your friend here. And if I could, I'd have a pull-up bar in here, and I'd make you guys get a pull-up bar, and I'd get you guys to hang on to it with your hands and just do a dead hang, which means you just just hold your body weight and allow gravity to stretch your whole spine. But not everybody has a chin-up bar, and that came in the other video before the push-up of the week. Another 15 seconds. We're using the foam roller as leverage. Notice how your heel is probably getting closer to the ground, or not. If it's not, Maybe spend more time with that stretch on the ground or with the roller if it doesn't hurt. And let's just hug both legs here. Take a breath and then do the other side. Slowly lengthen your leg and allow gravity to help you. Try to keep your knee close to your chest in order to feel the stretch. If my knee isn't close to my chest, of course, I'm not going to feel that much stretch in my leg. I need to really hug my knee here to get to have gravity being my friend to stretch my hip area to help my low back. And just kind of breathe here. And if your knee is really at your chest and you don't feel any stretch, well, you don't need to do that stretch consistently. If your foot doesn't touch the ground, you need to stretch a bit more the front of your body on a consistent basis. And why would your foot not touch the ground? Well, it's related to probably sitting a lot either at the desk or on your bike. Just shorten your hips, hip flexors, which can, in the long term, also affect your back. Maybe you have a bit of low back pain because your body is trying to compensate in any way for that lack of mobility. Everybody grab your knee, nice and slow, hug your knees, slowly put one leg at a time to the ground. Tighten your butt like you're holding two knees in your butt. Roll your foam roller away. Put it out of harm's way and lengthen your legs. Just kind of notice how your body is connected to the ground. And the last thing I'm going to do with you guys that's going to put this mobility class to the next level is creative torsion. We're going to bend our knees, lift our glutes, go to the right side of our mat, and then cross that right leg over your left leg and just kind of do a lying down torsion. Again, you don't need to do a lying down torsion. You can always keep your legs glued together or use the foam roller as a prop to land your knee on it. Just kind of breathe. If you want to grab the ankle below to do the bretzel, you can, or you can avoid it. It's up to you. I'm going to keep a lying torsion for myself. I'm going to stay there another 20 seconds. Do what feels good for you today. Don't try to do the fancy move if that's not what feels good for you. We tend to try, it's sometimes the little things. Everybody, we can decontortionize ourselves and just kind of move our butt to the other side and do the other side in order to be balanced. So we tend to want to do all that fancy stuff, right? And we end up kind of either hurting ourselves or being disappointed that we can't really do the fancy stuff. Let's try to, sometimes the little things, the easier things, the simpler things that we do on a consistent basis is what makes the whole difference. You don't need to do all the contortionist exercises if it doesn't really relax you. Yeah, it looks cool, but does it feel good? Does it help you with your training, or does it make you tired instead of help you recover? We can decontortionize ourselves. Just kind of lay down there and breathe. If ever you have a wall, you don't have to do it. I just want to show you this thing as a bonus because I have a wall and I think it's amazing. You can put your legs on the wall. It feels amazing. What I like about that is it helps your legs recover. If I stay there too long, well, I don't feel my feet because there's no more blood in it, but it does help you relax, release your low back, and sleep better at night if ever you are tense in the low back area or the posterior chain. So with the wall, it's called legs on the wall. You're going to go to your side and get your butt on the wall. Okay. And if you're tender and if you cannot do it, you don't have to glue your butt to the wall. And all you need to do is lift your butt, your legs up, and just keep your feet on the wall. And just breathe. It feels amazing, taking off weight from your feet. You can also do a butterfly. It's my preferred way of doing it because gravity is helping me with that one. Or you can open up your legs to stretch your adductors at the same time. Again, do whatever feels right for you, whatever feels good. The only thing with this stretch, what I would do is I would, instead of forcing my legs to close them up, I would help myself with my hands. Close my legs to avoid unwanted tension. When you're done with the stretch, I would bend my knee, roll to my side, and then get ready to go to bed. Thank you so much for participating to my class today. I hope you had a good session. I hope you feel nice and relaxed. And if ever there's some self-massage that you did not feel that you could dig that deep with a foam roller, you can always have a nice big ball here. The big ball here is very uncomfortable. I noticed that there's not a lot of light here, so let's turn this up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, that's not helping out. So it's called an alpha ball. I can find a link for that. And yeah, so if you guys have no questions with low back or any special request for next week, I know I love to use some props to help out with stretching and taking care of your body. If ever you guys have some tennis balls for next class, that might be something that will be amazing for you to bring to your practice. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good week. Take care of your body, and it will take care of you. Woo-hoo. Oh yeah, bring on the alpha ball. I can't. Here we go. Finish.